Gated communities are known for offering added security and great amenities. Today on Ready, Set, Renovate, we show you how one active family of 4 pushes through a marathon makeover in this upscale neighborhood.
On toes, on toes.
Dave and Nicole O'Reilly have been training for months for their very first marathon.
All right, I like that.
Their running coach says they're on the fast track to a good race.
There's no doubt in my mind that they're going to finish with flying colors.
The upcoming marathon isn't the only challenge they've taken on. They've also begun a total makeover of their 8,000 square foot home. Nicole says the first time she saw the house from the street, she had mixed feelings.
And I could kind of see beyond the color and the points, and I came in and I was so underwhelmed with this first floor here. I was like, oh no, 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 please don't be like this. You're killing me.
Built in the early 90s, in this exclusive golf community, it has the size and location the O'Reillys want, but it's missing the layout they need to host their large extended family.
It's choppy. There's really not a good place for entertaining. There's not a good place for gathering. Everything's kind of small, little rooms. And we want to open it up.
Nicole loves to cook and says the kitchen is the first thing that has to go.
It's just dark and old, and you just don't even want to be in there.
Her husband Dave is hoping for a living room that won't trip him up.
The part of the house that bothers me the most is Death Valley, which is the sunken floor in the living room that I've probably tripped over and watched our guests trip over at least a dozen times since we've been in this house. Oh. And just leveling the floor would be a huge win in terms of this renovation.
You should have put like an outline of tile around it.
But this is where you're gonna trip and fall, so you know.
Right here.
And it's not just a more functional floor plan the couple wants. On-trend design is at the top of their wish list.
We spent a lot of times on plans and preparations and picking out exactly what we wanted to do and drawing up renovations, walking through it. We're hoping to get it done in about a year.
They loved the location and size, but the layout just didn't work for their large extended family. They also wanted to take the traditional look of the home in a new, more modern direction, something Nicole initially thought would be a breeze.
And I just said, oh, they'll just blast it out. Like it's this like simple task.
This is where the old part of the house started. This was inside the house. This was outside the house here, where there was a porch.
The design team has been fine-tuning plans to expand the main living area and create flow between the indoor and outdoor space, which can be tricky with the differing heights of the existing structure.
This ceiling here comes down to 9'10", about a foot, a couple inches over, straight over from this corner, Nicole, to that corner.
With demo nearly complete, leftovers from previous homeowners' renovations are coming to light. Builder Victor Farina says that makes for more work before his crew can begin integrating the new elements.
Yeah, there's a number of particular challenges. One, the house had been added on to a couple different times, and you could not always tell where the additions were. We didn't have any of the older plans. So as we creep into it, you could see where they added a beam from the original work.
This means reconfiguring the beams and adding ceiling trusses to make sure the second floor is fully supported. A time-consuming and frustrating process for Dave.
Having the structural engineers come in, reconfigure the size of the beams, reconfigure out the correct support and loads to make sure that we could take out all the walls we wanted to open up and end up with the layout that we wanted was the hardest part, and that took a long time. And it was a little frustrating because you rip open all the walls, you do all the demo, and you expect progress. And unfortunately, you kind of sit in a standstill for 30 to 45 days while you structurally figure out what needs to get done before you can move forward in terms of adding on the renovation and making sure that the house is properly supported.
The beam here and the columns, the beam is going to go away because it'll be inside of the ceiling that we're dropping.
With the structural issues finally sorted out, architect Heidi Aschenbrenner can begin figuring out how to create the large entertaining space Dave and Nicole are after.
And what was really difficult with this house is it did not have an open floor plan at all. So our challenge with this was how do we make it open when we have so many different spaces that really don't relate to each other. We want to see a lot of white and stain.
While the team brainstorms ways to bring flow to the kitchen and family room, work in the master bath is moving along quickly. The large shower will be finished in a contemporary stone pattern, with dark wood cabinets providing plenty of storage. The master bedroom will house an upholstered headboard and 2 beautiful chandeliers over each nightstand. This master suite renovation certainly wouldn't be complete without this huge 200 square foot walk-in closet that'll be lined up with custom cabinetry. While the interior work continues, major changes are happening outside. Workers have extended the outdoor living space and the new pool is taking shape. Once the inspector gives them the go-ahead, the decorative stone can be installed. Coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate.
We had a set of plans and we knew what we were going to do, and there was creep. Maybe we'll do a little more. Maybe we'll do a little more. But if we're going to do that, we should do
then
this.
we have to do this.
And if we do this, we have. I felt like I was this, you know, the lion tamer in the circus and trying to keep the design team and the architect and my wife, who I love to death, back on focus.
It's easy to.
It's so much fun to
deviate
think
from
about how
your
cool it would be to
plan.
add and do this room and that room. And it's a lot less fun to think about just finishing up the final steps of one or the other.
We're here with Tat Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates in Fort Lauderdale today, and we are at your worldwide headquarters for Florida Home Improvement Associates. Your guys are going to be here in the training center this morning, and the first thing they're going to do is protect this potential homeowner's property, right? With this plastic.
It's a little thing, you know, but it's something, and you've experienced as well by being on the job site, of how many homeowners, one of the first things they mention is the attention to detail that we take, even the little things like protecting their home from the inside from flying dust and debris.
Right.
And it's just a little thing that we do, but we also want to practice before we get to your home because it is a setup and it's staging that goes on, and we want them to simulate that right here first.
And it's one of those small details that really makes a big difference for the homeowner's experience in having this renovation or this window change out. If they don't have a big mess to clean up after you leave, they're a happier customer.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And with this particular zip wall, we can keep the dust and debris contained inside a 3-foot area, and while we're working on this window, and then when this window is complete, we can take down the zip wall and rebuild it into the next opening so that we're working in that contained space as well.
Okay, give me the breakdown of what the guys are going to do, what they're going to learn here today on this window.
Okay, so this is just one of the examples. This is into a block home, so we set up an existing window to simulate what we see. This is just a regular aluminum window. You see it's not impact.
Right.
So when we get to your home, this is what we most oftentimes encounter.
Okay.
So we want to show them what to look for, see what type of home it is, and so that we can take this out with as little mess as possible and as little, you know, we don't want to tear apart the whole home. So we want to be able to take this out efficiently, examine the opening once it's out. A lot of times we're going to be installing a new wood buck frame into the opening so that the opening is as strong as the window we're putting in. And then we're going to use a type of tap cons associated with doing this project at the best standards we can.
All right, Tat Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates. Hi, I'm Elizabeth Hart from Ready, Set, Renovate, here today with my good friend Tat Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates. Tat, you're always bringing us great information, but today you have great deals.
We do. We have a great deal today. Thanks to one of our manufacturers, they're giving us a tremendous upgrade opportunity for everyone who moves forward with a window project and moves forward with an energy efficient glass pack. They're going to upgrade it at no additional charge with a free sound and security glass pack. So it's a tremendous value. If we call now, we can still have time to get it installed for this season.
Oh. That's good. I got nothing to lose.
See, this is why you take your dribbles.
The O'Reilly family has run into major overtime on the renovation of their 8,000 square foot home. The schedule was sunk when water damage turned up around the windows.
When we tore out the walls in here, we found that there was a lot of moisture and water underneath the windows. So we thought, oh no, the windows had failed. I'm gonna have to buy all new windows. And it turns out the windows were great. They were just put in wrong. And they were just put in with a little bit of duct tape and bubble gum and painted around, which with the crazy rain and weather we have here in Florida just doesn't work. So we needed to chisel away the stucco around every single window on the front of the house, on the outside, pull off all the drywall on the inside, and reinstall the windows correctly to make sure that they were water and weatherproof.
The window repairs added thousands of dollars and several weeks to the original timeline. It also led to a completely new project the couple hadn't planned to do until several years down the road.
Renovation wasn't the front of the house. It wasn't
Part
this
of the
office.
original deal, was it?
What we had originally set out to do was much
Was just
smaller.
this. Yeah, yeah.
Then when we had the water damage, then we had to do the whole front of the house, and we had to do all the front landscaping.
It does take time to do that. There's been a few changes and redirection here and there, but that's all part of doing this size of project.
And it isn't just the window repairs and design changes slowing things down. Getting the right materials has added major delays as well.
Shipment of flooring for the entire house came in and it was the wrong color. It added a solid 5 weeks.
And what was that like for you? You're just sitting there waiting?
Yeah, it's like watching paint dry.
Nicole says while the delays are hard to take, she knows she'll eventually get the family-friendly home she dreams of.
We have a lot of family that comes in from out of town, and we wanted to create an open space for entertaining that was comfortable but casual for everybody to enjoy.
How are you envisioning the first time you have everyone over to your house? And what is it going to look like and how's it going to feel?
I imagine the kids are playing in the pool and everybody's kind of running in and out, eating and playing.
As much as they'd like to finish the renovation so they can enjoy those moments, they're not afraid to make changes to ensure they get the outside space they're envisioning.
They've changed their ideas on the pool about the pool tile, the finish of the pool. We've gone through a number of gyrations with that. The glass, beaded glass that will be on the pool tile water's edge, even the decking. So since the original concept, that has changed, and even the location of the pool changed and the format of the pool changed from the day that we actually started digging the pool.
I felt like I was this, the lion tamer in the circus and trying to keep the design team and the architect and my wife, who I love to death, back on focus.
Back on focus and making progress. The pool is one thing the O'Reillys could be using very soon. The new design passed inspection, so workers are laying tile and moving to the final stages of what will be an impressive outdoor living space.
We'll have screens that can go up and down. They'll be controlled with a remote, so you can have the screens come down.
The master bath is moving forward as well, with the tile and cabinetry nearly complete. And that sunken floor Dave and Nicole called Death Valley?
But you were saying this is going to go away?
Correct. We're going to fill this in. We're going to raise it up, all the same level, and all the living area will be the one level.
And the whole thing will open out onto the porch, which will be screened in, or?
Yep. We're going to have the mechanical screens.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Nice.
It'll be nice.
And for Dave, that's a huge step in the right direction.
Which allowed us to really decide what was important to us, what functionality we really needed to change versus what worked as it was. Not much worked, as you can tell by the size of the renovation, but it is frustrating to be out, but you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and every week you come by and we have our construction meetings, you can see the progress that's being made and the momentum that's building towards getting finished, and it gets exciting to get back into it in a form and function that works a lot better for the family.
Once the floor is level, it's full steam ahead.
We're planning for cabinets in about a month and a half. So that means the drywall will be done, a lot of the wood on the ceilings will be done, and wood on the floors.
Coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate.
Having the house today the way we have it now, the way we use it, how much more functional it is as a family relative to the house that it was before, yeah, absolutely would do it again. Do it all every day of the week, twice on Sunday.
We'll have the big reveal of the O'Reillys' beautiful 2-year renovation. And coming up later, we'll show you how you can get their chic look in your own home.
So all told, we are under $400
We are
for
under
this.
$400, yes,
Okay.
which is a good thing.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Hart from Ready, Set, Renovate, here today with my good friend Tat Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates. Tat, you're always bringing us great information, but today you have great deals.
We do. We have a great deal today. Thanks to one of our manufacturers, they're giving us a tremendous upgrade opportunity for everyone who moves forward with a window project and moves forward with an energy efficient glass pack. They're going to upgrade it at no additional charge with a free sound and security glass pack. So it's a tremendous value. If we call now, we can still have time to get it installed for this season.
Lakefront living provides an active outdoor lifestyle that makes the higher property price tag worth it. Our renovation inside this lakeside community was lengthy and expensive, but now the 8,000 square foot home matches the neighborhood's natural beauty.
How are we doing, Dave? Good?
Nothing to it, Coach. We got it.
Dave and Nicole O'Reilly are ramping up their training for a marathon that's just a few months away. They're also in a downhill race to the end of a very lengthy home renovation. Their timeline of 1 year took a major hit when they discovered the original windows had been installed incorrectly, leaving behind significant water damage that took several weeks to repair. Some last-minute changes to the layout also added a few months to the schedule.
As they started to see these walls being built in the master suite, they really determined that's not what was going to be most conducive for their new interior design plan. So we readjusted that, added some deleted things, and so it's a work in progress. Every single week we go through a number of areas.
It wasn't easy, but after nearly 2 years, Dave and Nicole have the beautiful, open family home they dreamed of.
It's been a long time, but here you are. It's finally done.
I know.
It's stunning. It's really stunning.
I could not be happier. I wake up every morning and I can't wait to come out and see my house, where we live, our home that we created.
You've been slaving over all these decisions for almost 2 years.
It's really nice to be back home and finally see our projects, our dreams.
Absolutely.
That were once on paper become reality.
It really feels like home now. It really feels like we have those great places and time with our family, and we're in the pool all the time, we're playing basketball, we have great spaces to hang out and just bond as a family that we didn't have before. We're looking forward to holidays here at the dining room table and having it open and be able to communicate between the kitchen and the table and not have to go through a set of mazes. But equally as important is just having a lot of friends over for a night or watching a football game and having this wide open space outside where we can see the kids at the pool and also watch the game and entertain and have those gatherings that we really long for. Having the house today the way we have it now, the way we use it, how much more functional it is as a family relative to the house that it was before, yeah, absolutely would do it again. Do it all every day of the week, twice on Sunday. I said something.
Wow. Love this house the way it looks now. It's absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait to come home every single day.
Coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate, if you were inspired by the O'Reilly's renovations but have a slightly smaller budget and tighter timeline, stick around. We'll get great ideas from a professional designer that will help you recreate the look for a lot less.
You just watched a beautiful high-end design come to life. It took a long time and a lot of money to create that look. Joining us today is Matt Lawson, who's an interior designer here at J. Turner & Company, and you're going to teach us how to recreate that look in our own homes for a lot less money.
Yes. So we're going to start here with a solid white sofa and a distressed gray rug. You should always start with a neutral palette, and it allows you to change by the season for colorways and trends. It's just an easier start as opposed to something with such of a pattern.
And these were two of the key pieces in the design that we just saw come together. So neutrals, the gray and white scale, it's a great way to start, and you almost can't mess it up, right?
Correct.
How do we start to style it though?
You should style your space using a piece of inspiration, a bright use of color, something that you really favor for your space. We selected a more abstract piece of art here done by a local artist. It ties well with the white sofa, a little bit of use of gray on the floor, and it's going to overall tie in our space.
It's a beautiful painting, and the fact that it was done here locally in Jacksonville makes it that much cooler.
Right, support your locals.
Okay, so what's next? We've got the artwork, we've got the couch, we have the rug.
Then I would add in a coffee table. We added the teak-based coffee table, and then we are adding a nice streamlined piece of glass just to kind of tie in the contemporary look.
And that was one thing that we saw in the design. They had a large glass coffee table, but why does this say contemporary?
It's just very minimal. It's streamlined, it's a nice clean look, and it doesn't require too many accessories.
Okay, so we're getting the whole look pulled together here. We've had some great help from some of your coworkers bringing everything in for us. What do we add next?
We're gonna add a little bit of sheen. We're gonna add a nice metallic metal end table.
Okay.
It's gonna add a nice little structure and shine to the space.
Okay, now we're to one of my favorite parts because it's easy. You don't need to be an interior designer, and it's usually pretty inexpensive, and that's the throw pillows for the couch.
Yes, throw pillows should reflect you as a person in your space, kind of tie the room together, and just add a nice comforting, cozy feeling to your furnishing pieces and your room itself.
Okay, so you've selected 4 pillows here for our design look today, and they're all different. Tell us a little bit about what you selected and why.
We first selected a reproduction Tibetan lamb's wool. Comes in an assortment of colors, super comfortable, super casual. We tied in the abstract art piece with something very distressed cotton, nice little ombre feeling. A burnt orange color on that end, just to kind of draw the art piece down to the sofa, and a nice relaxed canvas pillow with a zipper for a casual feeling.
So each one is different and unique, but it all ties back to the painting, the rug, and the neutral palette of the couch.
Yes, it just overall sets the tone for the space.
Okay, last items to add in, a little bit of decor, and we're all good.
Yes, you should dress your coffee table with things that reflect you in your space. Books are always something easy for places you've been, things you've seen, things you enjoy, and adding a little bit of greenery into your space never hurts.
So Matt, we're finished. We started with this plain white couch and the gray rug, and we added lots of great items to recreate the look.
We did. We added a teak-based coffee table here with a nice slimline piece of glass. We incorporated a local piece of art from one of our local artists, and we added in an assortment of pillows, textures, colors, just to kind of set the tone of the space.
And a little bit of decor on the coffee table, and you're all good.
Yes, the coffee table accents should reflect you as a family in a space, some places you've been, things you've seen, things you enjoy, and a little greenery never hurts to bring the outside in.
When you see it broken down like this, it really feels like just about any homeowner could do this themselves. But if you do need help, if you're not comfortable doing that, you're here to help.
Of course. We do offer design services for $199. Designers come out to your space, measure, talk to you about what you would like to keep and what you would like to change, and it's a very comforting feeling to know that you have assistance on your side.
You guys take care of all the hard stuff, and we get to enjoy the beautiful after shots.
Of course.
All right, thanks so much. Matt Lawson from J. Turner & Company. We're here with Tat Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates in Fort Lauderdale today, and we are standing right here in your training facility.
We are, and this is something that it's been a big part of our growth, and it's something that we felt was really important, not only to the growth of our company, but to really try to help out and try to find opportunities for people in the community as well.
Well, one of the things I hear most from homeowners when we're filming the show is that they have so much trouble finding people who are qualified to do the work and who are going to do quality work, but that's really at the core of what you're doing as a business.
Yeah, we recognize that it is difficult for homeowners to find a reliable contractor. You know, with our growth, we've been looking to find reliable crews to expand with our company. And it is difficult. So we've been able to put together a training facility where we can hire people who take a lot of pride in themselves and the type of work they want to be able to accomplish, and they want to go to a company that will allow them to use the best products, the best materials, and really do the best possible work that they can so that they can feel good about the job that they do all day and day in and day out.
So you locate these people who basically are self-motivated types who have potential to be good at this kind of job, and you bring them in here to the training facility. And when I asked you, how long do they stay here? And you said, until they're ready, which I think is awesome. So what do they go through and what do? They take windows like this and setups like this and they just do it over and over again until they become really great at it.
Really proficient. We don't want to practice in your home. No one's hiring us to do this installation, especially as it relates to protecting your home and your family with hurricane windows, and see somebody learning on your house. So we really want to simulate that process here before we get to your home, so that anyone that comes to your home has been trained by us. A lot of times we can have manufacturers come in and do little educational seminars to give us more knowledge about the products and innovations that they may have, so that we can apply that into the home when we get there.
All right, Ted Granata from Florida Home Improvement Associates.